Hello, and this is Patio Furniture Rehab with the Mallin Chaise sling installation. On this video we will illustrate how to use the spreader bar tool to help you with this sling installation and also offer some other tips to assist you in this. Though it is not shown here, removing the old slings usually simply is a matter of removing the end caps carefully using a flathead screwdriver, prying side to side until it comes out. Then cut the upper and lower slings down the center of the fabric so that it can be easily pulled from the frame. If you do have any trouble pulling the slings out, you might try loosening the fabric along the rail slots and then running some soapy water down into the rails before removal. After removing the old slings, you will find the steel support bars on the back of the Mallin Chaise come out very easily if they have not already fallen out from removing the old sling. Before you have all the bolts removed from the side rail, you should be aware that the back of this sling rail is connected with two small screws. You can bend this rail enough to install the new sling, but be careful not to bend it more than is necessary or you might cause metal damage. On this Mallin furniture, one side rail is welded to the frame and the other is connected with Phillips head bolts. If you can remove the screws with the Phillips head screwdriver, this is good. However, we have found on some Mallin furniture that the bolts are hard to remove this way and they are sometimes corroded and set in real tight from time. If this is the case, you might try using a vice grip tool to clamp the head of the bolts and help begin to loosen it. You want to be careful not to apply too much pressure to the bolt that it might break into the frame. If needed, spraying penetrating oil like PB Blaster down into the threads of the bolt and leaving it set a few minutes before attempting to remove them will help. Once the bolts are removed, you are ready to install the new slings. Using the Irwin Quick Grip or some similar tool in the clamp setting, place this tool about where you see it here and compress the tool to bend the rails just a few inches as shown on the right side of this picture. Then with the splines already in the sides of the new sling, begin sliding one side in a rail just a couple of inches. Then begin to insert the other side of the sling. Pull each side of the sling into the rails, alternating a few inches at a time until the sling is to the ends. Do the same with the back sling, beginning at the bottom of the back rails until it is all the way in place. Remove the spreader bar tool using the release lever. Change the Irwin Quick Grip tool from clamp position to spreader position. Your tool may have another way of switching this over. It is a good idea to lubricate the bolts before reinserting them. If your bolts seem to be too corroded, you might consider taking them to your local hardware store to replace them with stainless steel of the same size. You may also find these are available on our website at patiofurniturerehab.com. Taking the spreader bar tool, place it as shown here, firmly between the sling rails and spread the rails apart enough to help you line up the holes for the screws and to begin inserting them. After all of the screws are better than halfway in, you may want to readjust the placement of the spreader bar tool to assist you in screwing individual screws all the way in. Using the spreader tool this way will help prevent the threads of the bolts from being stripped as it holds out the tension of the sling until the bolts are completely in the frame. This same technique can be used on other sling installations like chair sling installations, ottoman, and so on. In a like manner, use the spreader tool to spread the back sling rails apart enough to reinsert the bent steel support bars. You might need some assistance from a friend to help you with this, as it is helpful for one to support the frame and the other to bend and reinsert the bars. Then release and remove the spreader bar tool. You may need to clip the excess spline off the ends and then reinsert the end caps. Thank you for watching the Mallin Chaise sling installation, and please feel free to see our other patio furniture rehab how-to videos.